how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Digging Up the Marrow. This is from 2015 and is directed by Adam Green. Adam Green you may know for things like Hatchet, Frozen, or the TV show Holliston, a really cool cult horror director, and in this movie he actually plays himself. We also get the cinematographer Will Barratt playing himself in this movie, and the biggest actor that's playing a character is actually Ray Wise, who you guys may know from Twin Peaks. He does an amazing job in this movie, but also this is a horror community movie, so keep an eye out for a ton of cameos. But anyway, this is a movie I hear about every so often, but it's not talked about a lot, but I was curious, especially, being an Adam Green film, what his take on found footage starring himself would be like, and it's actually really interesting. It's a movie about monsters, and it has this whole elaborate bit of lore talking about like their secret underground tunnel system, the Marrow, and the monsters are all based on work by Alex Pardee, so that's pretty cool, getting an artist in here to do the monster design. That's always nice, but it is a bit of self-referential stuff, seeing Adam Green in his studio talking about movie making, but also talking about the horror community's love and reverence for monsters and how a lot of them really wish they could actually see a monster and wish that monsters are real. And plus, with Adam Green here, there is going to be a lot of humor and jokes that really do stick the landing, and it's a fun little different found footage horror film. That being said, it's not perfect, and I'll get into this more later. Basically, there are some pacing and balance issues that keep me from absolutely loving it, but it still is a pretty good movie, and I definitely would recommend it, and I feel like more people definitely need to talk about this. So if you're a fan of Adam Green's work, if you're a fan of found footage mockumentaries with a bit of humor and just a different take on things, definitely check this one out. It definitely needs more people to see it. But that being said, what's the movie about? No major spoilers, but basically you get Adam Green, once again, playing himself, and he's talking about his career as a filmmaker and how he really loves to get fan mail. Well, one day when digging through the fan mail, he gets a note from Ray Wise's character saying that he's uncovered this conspiracy. Basically, you see these photos of babies that are born deformed, but you hardly ever see any of them grown up, and a lot of times you just assume that they died due to health complications. But what if, instead of that, they were rejected by society and in turn had formed their own? They've taken each other in, they live in a series of tunnels underneath the ground, and they're trying to be not spotted by the rest of civilization, and their hidden society is called the Marrow. Ray Wise says that when he was younger, he encountered one of them and has been fascinated ever since, and there's only a few entrances to their tunnels. They're really rare and hard to find, and they're in these weird places like the middle of the woods or a cemetery or the IHOP, hence the movie's weird sense of humor. But he says he's found one and he wants them to go out and film a documentary trying to catch one on camera, but they have to be really still and really quiet, because if the creatures know that they're out there, then they're going to seal up the tunnel and leave. So it's an interesting setup, and right off the bat, let's talk about Ray Wise's character. Normally in found footage, there's a bit of a taboo about using recognizable big name actors, because if you see an actor, then you know it's not found footage. You're like, oh, that's this guy that I saw on 20 other things. But I will happily suspend my disbelief for Ray Wise. Boy, when you see him talk in this seriousness and reverence and just how much he knows and wants to talk about the Marrow, he is so good in this movie. But plus the idea that maybe you can't trust him. They catch him in lies a few times. Sometimes parts of his story doesn't add up, but also sometimes you'll accidentally step on his toes and get him mad. You don't really know what this guy is up to. And the fact that for the documentary, he wants you to quietly sit by this hole all night and film into the darkness, and you don't really expect to actually get anything. Yeah, you're like, is this all for real? He certainly seems to think so, but at the same time, I'm just sitting by a hole all night with this old man I don't really know. There's a good chance this could all be in his head, and really, only Ray Wise can be so naturally charismatic when the movie's about looking into a hole. Also, Adam Green though, I love the way Adam Green plays his character. You can tell that he's a big fan of monsters, in the way that when he finds out they might be real, and he stumbles into it with this childlike enthusiasm, and he does have a really good sense of comedic timing. You know, his movies are really funny, and it's good to see that when he's acting, he can carry over that sense of comedic timing as well. And there's also good bits with him being a filmmaker in here, you know, where there's this whole bit with light, you know, where he gets the first bit of footage, and Ray Wise said, don't shine a light on it, you'll scare them away. If you scare them away, they'll seal up this whole entrance, and I'll have lost so many years of work, and it's so hard to find another one. But he gets the footage to his editor, and he's like, what do you expect me to do with this? This is as bright as I can make it. You can't see anything, there's no light. And then his cinematographer's like, I don't want to use night vision, that just looks really bad. And they come up with this weird elaborate plan about building a fake light post that looks like all the real ones and putting it next to the hole. And that is just the way that filmmakers talk, and they chatter amongst themselves, and they come up with these weird plans to get the movie going. And I also love the irony of when they do catch something, they're filmmakers, not everyone's gonna believe them. One of the best cameos in here is from Kane Hodder, who had worked with Adam Green. He played Victor Crowley in the Hatchet movies. They invite him over to look at their footage, and he says, wow, this is really good footage. Who made this? And they're like, we didn't make it, it's footage, we shot it. And he goes, found footage? Oh, that's never been done before. Really, guys? You think anyone's gonna care about this? And I love the idea about Kane Hodder randomly coming in halfway through your film just to trash it. That's really funny. But anyway, as I hinted at earlier, the film's not perfect, and one of the big things is it's actually not super scary. It does lean more into the comedy side, and a lot of this movie is just Adam Green messing around to the point where it even has like little quirky background music when you're at a studio or a convention or he's talking with his filmmaking friends. And a lot of it is talking about the monsters with Ray Wise, which he does a really good job of selling it just as an actor, but there's not that many scary and intense sequences. Yeah, when you get towards the end, there's some really fun monster stuff, but I really feel this needed about 10 more minutes with the monsters, and it just was a little too on the not scary side for me. And also with that, like the pacing, as I hinted at earlier, the lighting is a big problem for them in this movie, and I get that they're filmmakers and they have to figure this out, but at the same time, I'm like, we're still talking about the lighting. I get this is important, but we're doing a cinematic movie. Can we maybe, you know, show more of the monsters instead? And also with the whole is it real thing, it swings way too back and forth way too quickly. Like a movie that does this way better would be like The Last Exorcism. With The Last Exorcism, you really didn't know if it was real all the way till the end, and this one you kind of know pretty early on, but the movie takes big steps to say, no, it's this, or no, it's this, and shake you violently one way or the other, and it really didn't pull off that is it real or not trope super well. So yeah, I liked it, but there are some things that kept me from really loving it. Again, more monsters, better pacing, do the is it real better, but I did still think this was really original and really fun. It really nails the humor, a super original concept for the monsters, and again, strong performances from Ray Wise and Adam Green there, so it is pretty good and I can definitely recommend it. If you guys get a chance, definitely check this out. It's not talked about near as much as it should be, and I think, you know, Adam Green fans or found footage people that want something a little bit different, and comedy horror fans and people that like self-referential horror movies definitely would get a kick out of this. So not the best thing ever, but still really recommend checking it out. There is definitely something here. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my found footage playlist. If you guys want to see me talk about more found footage movies like Blair Witch or VHS or Troll Hunter, you can click right there and see more. more. Anyway, have a good day. See you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.